So in 2021, you experienced two profound losses within just weeks of each other. Can
hmm
you walk us through that season and what it was like for you emotionally, spiritually, and physically?
October 29th, I get a phone call from my mom. And actually, I was at the school still,
Mhm.
and I wasn't allowed to have my cell phone. I had a walkie talkie, and my secretary had called and on me on my walkie talkie and said I had a phone call. And it was my husband, actually, because he says, your mom's been calling you and can't get a hold of you. And she's called me, and something's going on with your stepfather. And so when I called my mom, she basically had said that, my stepfather was non-responsive that morning. Everybody was at the hospital. She did
Um,
not tell me at that time that he had already been declared deceased. She kind of left that out because I think she wanted to kind of protect me until I got there. And it was very shocking because I had just talked to them like a day before. He passed, and then we do his funeral. His funeral takes place the day of his private gravesite service. My husband comes home that night and says, I don't feel good. And
mm,
I'm like, what? And I could start to see it on him. Like I could see his congestion. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, no, this cannot be happening.
mhm.
And so I went back to work, and so I called my husband and I said, I need to go to the hospital. My mom's being admitted. And he's like, well, I'm on my way home from work. I feel like a truck ran me over.
Mm,
And I'm like, okay. So at the time, libraries were giving free COVID tests. So I picked one up on the way home. My daughter is an STNA, and she was working an evening shift. So she was home when I got home, I said, here's a COVID test your dad. I got to get some stuff together and go be with grandma. Positive for COVID. So now I'm home another week because at that time, if you live with someone, you also have to quarantine. But I
right?
was not quarantining very well because now I have my mother in the hospital I'm taking care of her. I seclude him to our bedroom and I start sleeping on the couch. And
Mhm.
a week of him being at home. And then a week later, I make the decision to take him to the ER because he's just not doing well. And we get there and they tell me he's got double COVID pneumonia and he was
Wow.
going to ICU.
Wow.
And a week later, he passed. He passed in the hospital.